This is the MOBC, My Own Boxing Community. Please like, share, and subscribe. What's up, y'all? This is the MOBC, My Own Boxing Community. I thought Lamont Roach won this fight, okay? Now, this is one of those fights where fans didn't want to see it, right? A lot of fans didn't want to see it. Unless you're just like a diehard Tank fan and you just happy with his opponent selection, that's one thing. But for the diehard fans of boxing, this is a fight that many of us didn't want to see, right? We want to see Tank Davis fight one of the fighters that's quote unquote elite. Now, Lamont Roach is a world champion at 130 pounds, moves up to fight Tank Davis. First time at 135. All right. Now, these days, being a champion really doesn't mean anything. There's like 6 belts in per division, right? So you could be a world champion and not be elite. All right. It's a fact. Go through any division. Look at the world champions there, right? 168. The IBF champion is what's that guy name? I think his name is Skull. A lot of you guys don't even know who he is. You know why? Because he's not an elite champion. Roach is not an elite fighter. He's a good fighter, but he's not an elite fighter. All right? He lost to Jamel Herring at 130, a guy that Shakur Stevenson beat very easy. And coming into this fight, we all thought that Tank Davis would win. Tank Davis is a slow starter. I don't know why they compare him to Mike Tyson. He's not aggressive. He's not come forward straight at you, right? He fights with that high guard. He's patient. He lets the rounds, he progresses each round, waits for the later rounds to get a knockout, especially when the fighter is drained, right? Now, in this case, Lamont Roach was probably fighting in his true weight class, which is probably 135 pounds. Obviously, he's a weight bully down at 130, but that's boxing today. Almost everyone's a weight bully. So Lamont Roach is comfortable in the weight class that he's in right now, and he wasn't drained. And now we saw Tank Davis fight someone that wasn't drained. And look at the outcome. We all thought, well, us here at the MOBC, we all thought that Tank Davis was just going to do what he do, take the guy in later rounds and stop him. But what I saw in this fight was a person that was very patient, took his time, kind of walked down Tank Davis, because Tank Davis fights in this high guard. He's short and he fights with a high guard. Roach fought smart. And this is one of those things where it's someone that you boxed before, someone that you sparred before more than once, and they kind of know you. And that might have been the case tonight. It might have been one of those cases where Tank Davis underestimated Roach. It might be one of those cases where 30 years old is kind of catching up to Tank. It might have been one of those situations where the outside part of his life, maybe the business side of boxing, maybe the frustration in boxing, it could be plenty of different things. But I don't want to use any of those excuses to what I saw tonight. And what I saw was a man get cheated out of a victory versus the pay-per-view star. In my opinion, Roach won this fight. In my opinion, that was a knockdown. If you voluntarily take a knee, you do not get a chance to take a break and have a towel wipe something out of your eye from your corner. That is unacceptable from the PBC. And we are here at the MOBC, we're sick and tired of these biased games for these divas in boxing. That was a knockdown. And if I'm not mistaken, they gave that round to Tank Davis. Even if they didn't score it, that should have been a round for Lamont Roach. In my opinion, I saw Lamont Roach box very well, counterpunch Tank when they clinched, bully Tank, out-wrestle Tank, wasn't afraid to punch while they're in the clinch, wasn't afraid to go against Tank and the referee. I thought Lamont Roach won this fight, and I'm calling it a robbery. And it doesn't mean that Shakur Stevenson could beat Tank. It doesn't mean that Keyshawn Davis could beat Tank because of this performance, because we'd have to see it. But based on what I saw tonight, Roach was the winner of this fight. And does he deserve a rematch? Absolutely. He deserves a rematch. Now, he's earned that spot of we want to see him fight Tank Davis again. Because he proved it tonight. He proved us all wrong. He showed us that he was ready for somebody like Tank. But will Lamont Roach have success like this against other fighters at 135? That remains to be seen. Because this also could be just a one-hit wonder type fight. We don't know. But I wouldn't advise him to go back down to 130. It wouldn't be healthy for his body. Drop the belt, stay at 135. Because you'll be drained at 130. You know what I mean? But I thought this was a cool fight. It was cool. It wasn't super exciting. It was cool. For me, in my opinion. You're entitled to have your own opinion. But in my opinion, Lamont Roach won this fight. This is the MOBC.